Hey friends, it's Pastor Kathleen with today's Bible reading. We are in a short series, Prodigal God. And I think this series is a significant way for us to end the year and look ahead to 2021. It's a way for us to reflect on how we have experienced God being with us, who we've experienced God to be for us, considering what we've learned and how we've grown, what we can take into the new year, and what perhaps we want to either change or leave behind. We're going to be looking at the end of Luke 15, and I'm guessing for many of you, you have heard or thought about this passage that it's about the return of the prodigal son, when in reality we're learning that it's really about our prodigal God, a God who is extravagant and lavish, even kind of reckless in the way that he loves us. And this is expressed in the Father in this account in Luke 15. The way that this Father is generous and has just a sense of abundance and will go to any end to meet his sons. He is willing to do that. I believe that this account of our prodigal God shows that there are two lost sons, the younger son and the older son. And today we're going to look at the older son. So listen to Luke chapter 15, verses 25 through 32. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. Your brother has come, he replied, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out to him and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him. My son, the father said, you are always with me and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. A couple things I notice in this passage. First of all, it says, and it's so evident, that the older brother is angry. He is so angry. He's angry at his younger brother, and I think he's also angry at his father. You know, it's so easy to be like the older brother and thinking that the younger brother didn't get what he deserved. He didn't deserve a party. He should have been punished. So the older brother is he's angry. He's angry over a party that's being thrown. He's angry that his brother didn't get what he thinks he deserved. And so he just says, I'm not going in. I am not having any part of it. And so what does his father do? His father doesn't ignore him. His father comes out. And his father pleads with him. He wants him to come in and to join in the celebration. And in that moment, the older brother gets really honest. And it's important for us to be honest. We can see what's in our hearts. So we see what's in the heart, what the older brother has been feeling and experiencing. And he says to the father, he says, look, all these years I've been slaving for you. So that's his perspective. He's been slaving for his father. And it says he's never disobeyed any of his orders. So this shows what the older brother thought of his father. He thinks of his father as sort of a taskmaster, someone to be obeyed. He sees himself as needing to be so responsible, so dutiful. And he's worked so hard. And I kind of get the idea that it seems like all the work that he's done, it's not good enough. Because in his mind, he hasn't been celebrated in the way that his younger brother is being celebrated. It's like he is so missed, though. He's so missed who his father is, just as we so often miss who God is. We think that it's important for us to follow all of the rules, to be dutiful, to be responsible, to work really hard, and that's what we do. We think that we're pleasing God by doing all the right things over and over again, often until we're exhausted, maybe bitter, maybe even angry. And yet, what does the father remind the older son about? He reminds him who he is and what he has with the Father. And that expresses what we have with God. So He says at the end there, he says, everything, you are always with me. The Father says to the Son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. That is God's message to us. He is always with us. We are always with him, and everything that he has is ours. There's this sense of abundance and goodness that he offers to us. But I'm not sure how often we fully experience that. Sometimes I think that many of us are much more like the older son, the older brother, than the younger one. Because we can say, I haven't squandered things, I haven't been super rebellious, I haven't walked away from you, God. I have been here, I have been doing everything that you require of me. And yet we too have missed what God offers. We've missed his extravagance, his reckless love for us, his generosity, his abundance. We've just missed this beautiful and joy-filled and amazing relationship with God because we have been so busy doing things that we think make us right with God, when God just wants to be with us and invites us into that unique and special relationship. So as you consider this passage, I wonder, how do you see yourself as the older son, the older brother? In what ways are you working so hard to please God that you miss who God is? So in what ways are you like the older brother? And then I wonder in what ways you have been unaware of how God is with you. Even in the year past, in what ways did you miss how God was with you? Were you just unaware? So I encourage you to consider those things as we end this year and head into 2021. And I just want to close with a blessing for you from Romans chapter 8, verse 15. It says, "So you have not received a spirit that makes you fearful slaves. Instead, you received God's Spirit when he adopted you as his own children. Now we call him Abba, Father."